Okay.
Hello.
Hi. Long time no see again.
I also have I'm back on posting the old episodes, so I think it's been a while since a episode
It
got
ha-
out.
it
Maybe
has
I just
been maybe
I,
4 months, 5 months, 6 months.
I'm thinking I will just put this one out and then
Hmm.
later on add the others then.
Yeah, just update the episode numbers so that the middle ones
Yeah.
are still missing.
Yeah,
Because we have to be consistent.
of course.
Yeah.
I don't remember when
And
we spoke last. I think
I
maybe
don't even remember what we spoke or like where we left off or what stage in life we were at. I think we may have spoken once after you moved, or no, I don't think so.
I think once since I've been back in India, I think we did one because I
Hmm.
think once.
I think one. Okay, cool. So the only thing that has changed, I guess, is that now you've moved to a new place. This is your new place. It looks nice.
No. It's
Oh.
uh, I am currently I haven't I still like I moved all my clothes and
Hmm.
all my kitchen stuff. Everything's set up. I've set up the bed, but I haven't slept there yet. I have been struggling with change.
Oh
And
God. Yeah.
sleeping there without my cats because I took my cats there and they did not like it. They
Hmm.
were like shivering for hours and they refused to eat, so I
Oh
had to bring them
no.
back here. Uh,
Is it because it's a new place? Are they too used to your house? Is that why?
yeah, they've grown up here, so I think
Oh God. Yeah, that's scary.
yeah. So I didn't like it, and I've been telling myself I will go sleep there one night.
Hmm.
But then I feel like I don't want to sleep without my cats. So
Hmm.
let's see. I will sleep there soon enough.
So you have a new place. Do you go there during the day or something?
I've gone there a few times during the day. I've moved all my clothes, so I don't have clothes here anymore. Like I have like
How far is this place from
it's
here?
15 minutes away. So
Okay.
it's not
Okay.
too
It's
far.
not too bad.
No,
Hmm.
it's not. Yeah, so I have like some clothes left, and my dad has lended me his clothes. So I've been using those because there were old clothes that like he outgrew, and I was like, no one's using them. Maybe I start using them. So he did lend me those clothes. Yeah,
Okay.
it's yeah.
So the move is still a work in progress. Everything is moved.
It's
Only your
except
cats
me.
are pending.
Yeah, I got some stuff from IKEA that I got delivered here, so I have to ship
Hmm.
that as well. I got a desk, because there wasn't a
Hmm.
desk there, and the desk I have is a wooden desk, so I couldn't move it there
Oh,
because
it's
I
too
don't know
heavy.
how
Right.
long I will stay there. So I wanted something more
Hmm.
portable.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's going.
It's going. Okay, but I'm glad you got a new place. That's already good. You
I
can
really, I
go hang
really
out there whenever you
do
want.
like that place. It has a lot of light and
Hmm.
uh the bedrooms are really nice and the living room too. It's it's
Hmm.
huge also for one person because
Hmm.
I haven't lived in that big of a house all by myself. Before,
Hmm.
I had a studio in Rotterdam, which was
Oh
like
yeah, you had like a small. It's this much.
yeah, probably size of this room. And then before that too, I stayed in a small 1 BHK in Pune.
Hmm.
And then also when I stayed in Goa, it was a 1 BHK and this is a 2 BHK
Hmm.
and it's huge compared to all the other houses. So it just feels very weird. Every time I go, like it feels a little lonely there.
Wait, it's a 2 BHK. Is someone else staying there or you're just staying alone in a 2 BHK?
It's just,
Why are you staying alone in a 2 BHK?
I don't know other people.
Okay. But are you planning to get roommates?
I don't know if there is someone I meet who's looking for a house and is nice, maybe I don't
Hmm.
mind. Like it's not that expensive for rent, so it's
I
not
see.
the money thing, but I don't mind company, maybe.
I see. Okay. Okay. I thought it would be more way more expensive.
Pune is not as expensive as Bangalore. At least like this house
Uh,
isn't.
my in my mind, rent is always in like in terms of Bangalore rent. So
I think
someone
Bangalore.
voluntarily getting a 2 BHK to stay alone is wild to me because people won't even get a 1 BHK to stay alone in Bangalore.
Yeah, it's for now, like these 2 months, I'm sort of subleasing. And then
Hmm.
from if I want to extend it, I will get like my own contract. It's just that I wanted
Hmm.
to test it out and see if I like it. Also, I'm waiting to figure out if I get visa. So if I get visas, then it doesn't make sense for me to extend.
Right, right.
So yeah.
So you've applied for a digital nomad visa for Hungary.
Yes. But I'm waiting on my app. Like it was bad. I went to Bombay for the application and I
Hmm.
went to like the consulate gave me the appointments.
Hmm.
I didn't have to go through VFS, but I had to go to VFS to submit. And they forced
And
me into the
VFS is
yeah,
the worst place on planet Earth.
they forced me into the premium service, which was unnecessary because I didn't book it, but they forced me. So I was like, fine, it
Hmm.
makes my life easier. It wasn't, it's
Hmm.
expensive, but I was like, as long as it goes.
As
Um,
long as it's done, yeah.
yeah. And then they didn't know anything about this visa. So they kept questioning me, like, what is
Hmm.
it? And it's in the appendix, like in the main form, there is like a list with appendix forms that you need to attach. And it's
Hmm.
there. And I said, like, it's called the white card. And they didn't know
Hmm.
anything about it. And then I said digital
Hmm.
nomad visa. So I tried explaining it to them. And then
Hmm.
they started debating on why my company is based in Belgium and not Hungary. So I should find a company that's in Hungary and then I can apply for this. And it's like, that's not the purpose of
That's
it. That's not the
yeah.
point. So, and eventually, like, they made me wait. They told me that they're calling the consulate and stuff. Eventually, their managers
Hmm.
like, just take all her documents and let her go. So they didn't
Hmm.
like cross check anything because they didn't know what to cross check. Luckily, the
Hmm.
consulate had sent me a link with all the documents needed, so I could verify, like, okay, these are the documents. At least from my end, as per that link, I provided everything, but VFS didn't
Hmm.
help. Like, they didn't even
Hmm.
like check if they're the right documents. They just took everything and sent it. So I don't know if I and when I got back, I got a receipt from in my email from VFS, and it said category long-term visa, subcategory
Hmm.
employment. I was like, it's not employment. So I had to write
Oh
a
my
mail to the
God.
consulate saying that this happened and I've not applied for employment.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I don't know. So I'm waiting. We'll know.
This is just yet another story in the long list of horrible things that VFS has done, and just how incompetent it is. Dude, I have another VFS story that happened before going to India. So I went to India to get my visa stamping done, and they won't do it if you have less than 6 months of validity on your passport, which I did. Okay, mine was expiring in April 25 and I was going in Jan. So I had to renew my passport before I went. And so I submitted my passport for renewal in December, I think close to end of December. And I was flying out end of Jan 30th was my appointment. So I had ample amount of time to apply for a Tatkal, get my passport renewed and everything. So I applied VFS. There's one center right here in San Francisco. So I applied, sent my passport and everything. Sometime in first or second week of Jan, they were like, yeah, it's approved and we'll dispatch your passport and send it. I was like, okay, cool, it's done. At least I'll get my passport. And I had like another 2 weeks left till my flight was there. So I was okay. Then 1 week passed and I have not received my passport. So I called and emailed VFS and I was like, hey, what's going on? Where's my passport? They were like, yeah, it's been approved. We still haven't dispatched it yet. We're waiting for FedEx to collect it. It'll reach you. I was like, okay, cool. I still have more than a week. It should be enough. Then I have waited more and more, and now it's getting concerning. Right now, it's this week I'm traveling, so I'm calling them. Which is there's another the shittiest thing. VFS does not have a free helpline. Okay, it's only free for the first 5 minutes, and anything more than that, you get charged per minute, which is so shitty. But yeah, and I asked them, hey, what's happening? Can I get some tracking information or anything? And they were like, sir, no, it's not been collected yet. We'll let you know once it's collected. And I was like, I am leaving in a week. Please do something. And now fast forward for I have 2 days left to travel. I have checked into my flight and I don't have my passport. And I called VFS that day morning and I'm like, bro, I will come to your office and collect it. It's a 20-minute drive for me. Literally, like, what is going on? Where is my passport? Sir, it's sorry, sir, we're still not collected. Let me check. And then they sent me the tracking information. And then I was like, oh, okay, fine. At least they have it. And they sent me the tracking ID. When I checked the tracking ID, my passport has been delivered 10 days ago. I don't know where it is. It's not there here. I've been checking my locker. I've been checking my postbox every day. It's not there. And then I call them like, bro, what the fuck? It says it's been delivered 10 days ago. I don't see it anywhere. It's like, sir, yeah, it's delivered, right? I'm like, what do you mean delivered? I've been calling 1 week ago. I called you a day before when I called them. That guy was like, sir, it's in the office. He literally said it's in the office, sir. It'll be collected and then picked up. And then now you're telling me it's been delivered 10 days back. So I was so stressed out. I did not go to work that day. I had to take an off. It was on a stupid Wednesday. I had to take off. And then I came back home here and then I checked everywhere. I could not find it. I had to call FedEx and FedEx was like, yeah, we've dropped it off. Like, there's no proof, there's no picture. And they were like, we've put it in a locker. I don't know what locker this is. And I had to go through the rest of the day I spent trying to figure out where my passport is. Ultimately, I found it in an Amazon locker that they dropped here instead of my regular locker. That also, I had to call my leasing office and ask them, hey, on this date at this time, was a package delivered? Maybe it's gone to the wrong apartment, wrong locker number, something. And then I finally found my passport and left 2 days ago. All of which could have been avoided if VFS has just told me that it's on the way and gave me the tracking ID. So much tension. And as you said, right, for your premium appointment, it's unnecessary. Unnecessary. Like, I didn't have to go through this for no reason. VFS. Oh my God.
You know, they gave me a tracking link for my application, like
Hmm.
a tracking number. And every
Hmm.
time I go on their website and put the tracking number, they say it's not the right one. Like you have to put the tracking number and your name and then
Right, right.
submit, and it says it's not the right one. And I tried it like 2 or 3 times because I was like, maybe it's not the
Hmm.
right one. Maybe I'm not putting it right.
Hmm.
Sometimes when you copy paste, you have to delete one
Right.
thing and then type it again.
Yeah.
So I did all of that and then they blocked me. They blocked my IP address. So interesting. Now I don't know. Like I submitted my application on 13th of April. What month? March. 13th of
It
March.
is.
And it's
Yeah.
supposed to like it usually takes 15 calendar days as per Google. But I
Hmm.
am assuming like I'm taking it as at least 30 days. So maybe I'll wait till 13th of April and then I reach out to
Oh
where
God.
things are. So I don't
Can't
know.
you just mail them and tell them, hey, I've been blocked. Can you unblock my account? I don't know if it'll help.
I think I was thinking of just calling them. My dad's like, why don't you just call them? I don't know if in India
Yeah,
also it's paid, or I think it's probably free in India. I don't know.
I
But
hope.
I was thinking of calling them because they gave me a number. And I think with premium services, you get a different number than the others. Maybe. At
Wait,
least that's
something
what my
happened to your
parents were
audio.
telling me. So I think I will try calling them and see. But Monday is Eid, so
One
chutti.
sec, one sec, one sec, one sec. Hello.
Hello. You said one
I
sec, one
can't
sec.
hear you.
Okay. I was
Technical
like talking.
difficulties. Technical difficulties. I still can't hear you, but okay.
I can keep talking so other people are
One
entertained
sec.
and
Let
you
me
can't talk.
disconnect.
Okay.
Okay, you can continue entertaining the audience
That's
then.
what
Until I...
that is exactly what I said. Yeah.
Okay, I can hear you.
So we'll see. But what's happening in your life? I have no clue what has happened. I know you came to India. and you were
Like,
here for a while and then you left. And
yes,
that's all the information I have.
I was in India for a month.
Wow.
Yeah, and I didn't do anything. I couldn't do anything because I was working the whole time. So work has sort of taken over my life in the past 2 3 months, which is not ideal.
Yeah.
Even in India, I was just working. My mom was like, "Why did you even come? You're just in your room and on your laptop day and night." Because during the day, I would be on call with the people in India office, and then night I'll be on call with people in US office. So work has been kicking my ass. So that's one thing. But one major update is that I told my parents about my girlfriend, and I also met her parents and her family, and things are looking good. I mean, looking okay right now.
What does good looking good or looking okay mean?
Looking good is that okay? I've told everyone and everything knows, and it's the talks are happening, and I've met her family and everything, and they're all nice, and everyone's like, okay, good, we approve, and like you can go ahead.
What is
Uh,
going ahead?
Marriage, yeah.
So does it happen like soon?
I don't know. No, that's the next thing. There are a lot of ifs and buts and things that need to go through. I was very I was not worried about actually meeting her parents or her like family because they're very chill people. I've met them before also. They're all cool. I was more worried about telling my parents because my parents are very conservative and they're like, yeah, what the fuck, no way, and all this. So I was a little worried, but then I was surprised by how well my mom handled it because she was like, "Oh, okay, if you're happy and then you want to go ahead with it, then I have no issues, all good." So that was great. She gave no opposition, absolutely none. I was almost angry actually because I was so well prepared to like have a fight and have a conversation and do everything, and she gave me nothing. She was just like, "Okay, cool." Like she didn't even ask me any questions. That's how cool she was with it. And I was like, "Mom, why are you asking me any questions? I've come so prepared." But that's the good thing. The okay thing, which is not too great, is my dad's still not okay with it because he's your usual classic, super traditional, orthodox Indian dad who will not agree with this because they're not from the same community and all this usual nonsense. But
I think that will slowly change, hopefully. It'll get better.
that's the hope. That's the hope. So I told him when I was there, and I've had a few more conversations. And my mom and brother are also talking to him and telling him. But hopefully that gets out of the way soon.
So, did they meet her?
No, she was not there. I met her family and everyone since I was there in person. My mom spoke to her on call last week. But yeah, that's it.
I think things will be better with your dad once also he gets to meet her.
I hope so. I hope so. That's what I'm also thinking. It's just that now uh, it's all just, I feel like once like your family is involved, things sort of have to move a little faster because I guess parents have, especially her parents, girl's family, I guess, and they're a little more like, okay, we need to get this done. Okay, wedding needs to happen. This needs to happen. Let's have a timeline. Let's have a plan, which is fair. So all of that is happening, and for us, it's like, why do we have to do all this right now? But we don't have a choice.
But I've also seen like people usually in such cases they get engaged and then they stay engaged for a long time and then get
Yes.
married.
Yeah, yeah. Only problem with our situation is stupid visa, US and its horrible visa system. Even dude, by the way, I was so lucky when I came to India. So because my H1B visa appointment was you get to do a Dropbox appointment. Basically, you don't need to go do an interview or anything for your H1B visa based on some criteria. Your like income, how long you've been here, what college you went to, all of these. When you apply, you get an interview waiver. So I don't have to do an interview. All I had to do was go to Chennai, drop my passport off, and come back. That's it. Like there's nothing else, and it'll get approved and I'll get it back. They'll deliver it back to me. So a week after my Dropbox appointment, the US just canceled the Dropbox system. Okay. And if you don't have your stamp, you can't enter the country again. And they didn't notify anyone. VFS didn't notify anyone. I have friends who went for their Dropbox appointment to Chennai or wherever it was. And that day they were told, sorry, we don't take it anymore. Come back again with another interview slot, which who knows when they will get. And some people who went in February are still stuck in India and they've not been able to leave because they don't have an interview slot yet.
That's very scary, especially like
It
when you
is.
have a home set up there. It doesn't make sense to like not let them enter again.
Yeah, home setup, and you have like you're working here,
Yeah.
right? Like it's not like you can be off also, and you're who knows what your company policies are, what timings you work, and like all of these things. It was very shitty. But it's not like this is the first shitty thing that the US has done since Trump has come into place. So
Yeah.
uh, yeah, so this visa thing is another issue for us now because we can't easily go to India and come back.
Oh. Yeah, I
Uh,
was reading, I think, few articles where international students generally are not leaving for spring break or going back to their country
yeah,
because they don't know if they will be allowed to
yeah,
come back.
yes, exactly.
Wow. It's getting like a scary world out
It's
there.
getting scary. Yeah, here especially. I think for the people who are in good universities or have like and whose documents are all fine, I think are okay. I think the international students who are also getting issues could be in lesser known universities or programs and more those sort of obscure cases, you know. So most people are fine, but still, it's still not, nothing is ever safe. That's the only thing. Because if it's happening to someone, it could happen to anyone.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's another update that is going on. Dealing with visa issues, work issues, life issues.
Lot of issues. I feel at this point, I feel like majority of the population is struggling. Like I
Yeah,
feel everyone's struggling.
everyone is struggling.
It's I don't see or meet a lot of people whose lives just going very smoothly, everything's good, or people
Nope,
just
none.
being happy. I feel a lot of them are just tired,
Yeah,
burnt
everyone
out.
has
So
some
many
issue.
people burnt out. Like
Yeah.
every other person I talk to is burnt out. It's and the job market's also not good. So it's not like if you have a toxic job, you can just leave
Mm,
and just find something
mm,
else. So people
exactly.
just stay in that cycle. It's
Yes.
all
People stay in the cycle and they, because the job market is such, they will not try, which is completely fair. It is difficult to find anything. People will continue staying in it. Or uh, people who have jobs are suffering because they have a job, and most jobs right now are getting toxic or shit because there's a lot of work to be done, and it just looks like everyone's understaffed for some reason because of course everyone's been getting laid off, and whoever doesn't have a job is suffering because they don't have a job and they're not getting a job.
also people with
So
jobs don't aren't getting raises as
they're
easily
not
like
getting
before.
raises, no
Appraisals,
promotions, no
yeah,
hikes,
all of
nothing.
those things aren't happening. So you're not like sort of growing at work as
Mhm.
much.
Yeah, and the only way to grow is to leave and go to another company, which
Yeah,
is
very interesting.
we're in some weird deadlock where everyone's in the same position, especially people in our age. I feel like a lot of people in their 20s, and it's not even one career or like one stream of work that is
Oh,
suffering. It's everything.
all.
I spoke to another friend, two, three friends who are in completely different. I met a friend who's in recruiting. I met a friend who's in some product management. I have a friend who's a pilot. And then all of these guys are suffering with work. I'm like, bro, there's literally no career out there where someone's actually thriving. I have two other friends who are doing their startup, and they're all, I mean, of course, they're also in their own struggles.
Yeah, I was thinking about this, and I feel like there are such few like joy moments now, like pure joy spaces, where
Mm,
I feel like before the pandemic there were so many. Also, like
yep.
during the pandemic, there was a little bit hope, and there was like I don't
Yeah.
know.
Dude, honestly, even I feel like there was more happiness and in people during the pandemic than post pandemic, because the world has gone to shit
Yeah,
after the pandemic, not during the I mean, of
yeah.
course, during the pandemic
But
as well.
like, but also like during the pandemic, I feel like people were trying to do their best and they were making best out of every opportunity, like working out
Yes.
at home or cooking something at home or making
Yes.
even coffee. Everything was like
Yes.
such a thing.
Everything was
Like,
optimistic.
yes.
Like everything had a little more energy. But now all the energy has been sucked out of you. You have nothing left.
Yeah, honestly, when we started the podcast, I felt like we've changed so much as well.
We
Like,
have.
since we like, there was so much joy and excitement and spark, and
Yeah.
I feel like it's sort of become very subtle. It's just, yeah, that's how I feel.
It's going down now. I think even that time when we started the podcast, I think we were both still in college at the time. And college was, in fact, that time was still a little more optimistic and hopeful rather than now, when you're actually just living life. You're doing your work and trying to live your life. It's getting rough.
Yeah. Also, I feel like in a city, like at least for me in Pune, I feel more stuck because I feel like I can't go out as much. If I have to go out, it has to be to a cafe or do a specific activity. It's not like
Mhm.
how sort of Rotterdam was, where I could just like take a cycle or just go somewhere, go to the beach
Mhm.
or go somewhere to the park or the lake.
Mhm.
All very, I don't know. So
Yeah,
it's
it's not very leisurely
there is
in.
no, like, it's not like, oh, I will go out and look at trees and birds and feel joy.
Mhm.
There is
Mhm.
no space for it. I can't even go
Right,
out for a walk in the
right,
city.
right.
And I have tried. The
Mm.
last time I went out for a walk, someone threw a water balloon with permanent color on me. And I cried all the way back home. And it was
Oh
one of the
God.
quieter lanes, and it was like so quiet, but I cried so much. And the
Mm.
auto guy was consoling me because he's like,
Mm.
they don't know like what they are doing. And
Mm.
then he was giving me tips about how I can get I was wearing a white t-shirt, so he was giving me tips about how I could get
Don't wear white on Holi.
my white t-shirt, and it came all
Mhm.
the way on my face as well. And then I came back home and I was scrubbing it and it wasn't
Mm.
going.
Oh
Finally, I
God.
used makeup remover and it worked. But
Mm.
still, like, just I feel like I just want to go out and walk in peace and not
Yes.
be troubled.
Oh God, how nice it is to walk in peace. But yeah, even when I was in Bangalore for that month, I still had time. Like my evenings were free, my weekends were still okay, and I would go out. But it's the same thing as I said. I didn't have much to just go and just like walk and see some shit. Like here, I could go on a run and I could like go see so many nice things, and I can just go sit somewhere and it would be nice. But it was not the same. And every time I went out, it was always for to do something. If I'm meeting someone, we're meeting at a place to do a thing. We're not
Have a plan.
just
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. We're meeting here at this time, and we're going to do this thing. We're going to get coffee here, and we're going to sit and have coffee.
But I think we as people have changed as well, because I remember that you used to go on runs in Bangalore before,
Hmm.
and I
Hmm.
used to also like go out more, and it wasn't
Yes.
as overwhelming. And now I feel like I have to prep myself to go out. Maybe there's
Yeah.
just too many people outside now.
Yeah. No, it's the same. I agree. Even now, I did go on a few runs as well in Bangalore, and uh, it it just didn't feel the same. Um, Maybe it's not that Bangalore has changed, it's just that we have changed. I for sure have changed, and I have, even though I thought I'd never get here, I have gotten used to the life here a lot more, and I almost prefer it for especially a few situations. For running, I noticed a very obvious difference in the air quality of running here versus there. It was very obvious, and that too I ran in the evening when all of these vehicles are like really intense. Man, it's bad.
Yeah,
It is bad for sure.
it is
Like there is no
terrible.
doubt about it.
It's
Yeah.
I went to Delhi for a work thing in Feb, and I was there for like 10-15 days, and I felt
Mm.
super sick. Like I've never been that sick in my life before. I was coughing a lot. I usually
Yeah.
don't cough, like even when I fall sick, it's not as much, but
Right.
it was so bad. I started like my nose started bleeding, and that's never happened in my life before. And it was just bleeding. I
Right.
I don't understand what is happening. I don't know how to fix
Yeah.
this either. So
Yeah.
it wasn't good, and I felt it like
Yeah. No, fully agreed. And it has been always bad, but maybe it is getting worse. But I see a lot more people having this discussion, even in India, that like, dude, the AQI is like people are noticing that yes, this is really bad. Like, it's not something that they don't know. Everyone acknowledges it. And it's maybe just more obvious to us now because we lived for so long outside of India, and then it's a clear difference that you can spot, right? So everyone notices it, and it's a conversation that is happening a lot more. I don't know if anything is going to be done about it or what can be done about it. But man, cities especially, I can't even imagine how bad Delhi is because Bangalore is still apparently better compared to Mumbai and Delhi. So I don't even know how bad those places are going to be if I go there.
it was bad. So what do you have planned for today for Sunday?
So today,
Saturday?
I'm gonna go
So
get some coffee later in the afternoon. After getting some coffee, I have to do some maintenance on the car. If that is possible, I'll do that. Need to do some oil change. All these adults, I have to go return something, some Amazon thing I have to return.
but why do
All
you have
these,
meetings on Saturday?
huh?
You said you have meetings?
I do have meetings also. I have some work. I've been working weekends for the past 4 weekends
Why? Like,
because there is a
is
lot of
it
work.
legal?
I don't know. I don't think they care if it is legal. Dude, my man. Okay, maybe I should not put this out on the
Yeah,
internet. But
yeah.
so some people
Okay.
in my company have straight up told that, like, guys, we expect you to work on the weekends because there's a lot of work to be done. So it's pretty intense, but it's okay. I think this is just that stage. Hopefully, this doesn't last for too long because I can't do it. Today also, I'm like, dude, it's fine. I'll try to work in the evenings and night for a few hours, but nothing more than that. Because my entire weekend will go, man. Some 3 weekends I've wasted like this.
I wasn't doing too well during the week, so I also have work that I need to do over the weekend. So on Monday, I don't feel overwhelmed.
Oh
Otherwise,
God.
Monday will come and then I'll be like, oh, I still have work from last week that I didn't do. So I will
Yes.
just
Yes.
work a little bit this weekend.
Yes.
And so
Mm.
I'm up to date with things on Monday.
Mm. But yeah, that's what's been going on. I'll also I have the same thing before Monday. Like I for the past few weekends, legit, I worked more on Sunday night just
Oh,
so I
yes.
can wake up on Monday and not stress out.
Yeah, I do that too. I schedule a lot of meals for Monday morning. So, so I wake like at least even if I wake up a little late, I don't feel like
Right.
they don't feel like I haven't worked or I wasn't
Right, right. Yeah, I don't know if it's the healthiest thing. I do
working.
this on Thursdays as well. Okay, so, yeah, day before yesterday, Thursday night, I was up till 2 a.m. getting work done just so half of my Friday is free and I don't have to work till afternoon on Friday,
I do
which is
that
actually kind of nice. I think my brain works
at
better at
at night.
small hours at a time. Okay, so if
Yeah,
I'm like doing very intense work for 2 to 3 hours, I'm great. But after that, I need to chill for the next, and then I'll again work 3 hours.
that's the same with me. And
Hmm.
especially if I have like a day of meetings, then I can't do much work. Like if I have
Um,
too many meetings in
yeah,
a day, then I can't
same.
work. So I usually end up working at night, and I have these focus hours where I try to do as much as
Yes.
I can. And then I've realized that this is the pattern and that works for me. So I take breaks.
Yes.
I don't feel guilty
Yes.
about it anymore.
Hmm.
That I work for 2 hours and then I'm taking 1, 2 hours off and doing nothing. But in
Hmm.
those 2 hours, I did like 4 hours of work. So I'm good.
Exactly. Exactly. Like yesterday, literally, I hardly did any work, but then I didn't feel bad about it because I already finished a good amount of the work on Thursday night. And this is I don't like, I need to figure out a way to sustain this because I don't know how it'll work because I can't do it every day. But it's the thing that works. Like last week, I had a lot of things pending, and I really needed some focus. I didn't know how I could finish it in that week, but then I just sat in the evenings and in the night, and I could really focus so much more rather than during the day. I don't think I'm a day focused person.
No, I
Like this is
also
how I've
feel,
always been, but the
yeah.
work structure has forced me to work during the day.
My therapist told me like I had the same thing. So my therapist told me
Mm.
it's also because you don't have expectations during those hours. Like nobody is expecting work out of
Right,
you from those hours. So your
right,
more brain's more relaxed and you can actually work. Then sort of
right.
during work hours, you're like, oh, I have to work.
Yes, yes.
So
No, yeah, I completely get that. Even when I was in school, I remember I would do the best studying in the night. Post 12, post midnight is when I would do it. So what I would do, any exam that I had, I would always not give a shit. I'd think that there is no exams up until midnight. And then from then onwards, I would start studying. And then for 5 hours, I would have so much focus that I could finish things quicker. And then I'll just go to the exam after that. It was just an easier way to work around it. And it was the same feeling. In the night, I felt like, oh, for these 4 hours, nothing can distract me. Like there's not a like no meals, no human beings will get in touch. No one will text me, no one will call me. There's absolutely nothing. So 4 hours, I can just go at it. But during the day, it's so difficult.
yeah, we have 1 minute left. So do you have closing statements or
My closing
remarks
statement. Uh, okay, let me think. Can I take 1 minute to think
to
about it?
think about it?
My closing statement is that let's start recording. I feel like by the way, this is an observation I made. Our podcast recording sessions are also very much like how our neurodivergence is. We always have bursts where in some 2 months we record a lot, or in 1 week we'll record 3, 4 episodes, and then we
And
won't
then
talk for
nothing.
some 5 months. And then we'll get back in touch, and then we'll talk a lot for a short amount of time, and then again there's a gap.
Yeah,
And uh,
we
so
should do more episodes, and I will upload the old episodes now before I upload this because I
yeah,
feel
yeah,
there
we
are
can do
things
that.
we talked about in this episode that
Yeah.
maybe if it goes later is better.
Yeah, and then I can also catch up on things that I've
Yeah.
definitely forgotten about.
I remembered last episode we were talking about watches and clocks. That's
Oh
something I
yeah,
remember.
right, right. Okay, we can talk. There's still so many things that I've actually gotten interested in that I'd like to talk about. So next 2 episodes we'll talk.
Yes,
And watch
done.
RIKUOH on Netflix.
Yes.